Have you ever felt like you had it all, but one thing was just holding you back? Maybe it was a personal struggle, a health issue, or just a nagging feeling that something wasn't right. Well, today we're diving into a story about a man who had everything: power, respect, wealth, but was missing the one thing he desperately needed: healing. This is the story of Naaman. So, who was this guy? Naaman was the commander of the army of the king of Aram. Think of him as a top-tier general, a national hero. He was highly regarded by his king and was a valiant warrior. The Bible says through him, the Lord had given victory to Aram. So, he's a big deal. But Naaman had a secret he couldn't hide. He had leprosy. In those days, leprosy wasn't just a skin disease. It was a social death sentence. It meant isolation, shame, and a slow, painful decline. Now, here's where the story takes an interesting turn. In Naaman's household, there was a young Israelite girl who had been captured during a raid. She was a servant to Naaman's wife. Imagine being in her shoes torn from your home, serving in a foreign land. But instead of being bitter, she showed incredible compassion. One day, she said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." This small seed of hope was all Naaman needed. He went to his king, got permission, and loaded up a massive diplomatic giftware, talking 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. This was a fortune. He was ready to pay for his miracle. He travels to Israel and presents a letter from his king to the king of Israel, basically saying, "Hey, cure my general." The king of Israel panics. He tears his robes and says, "Am I God? Can I kill and bring back to life? Why does this man send someone to me to be cured of his leprosy?" He thinks it's a trap, a political ploy to start a war. But then the prophet Elisha hears about the commotion. He sends a message to the king. "Why have you torn your robes? Have the man come to me, and he will know that there is a prophet in Israel." So, Naaman, with all his horses, chariots, and entourage, rolls up to Elisha's humble house, expecting a grand reception. He's a VIP after all. But Elisha doesn't even come out to greet him. Instead, he sends a messenger with a simple, almost insulting instruction. "Go, wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River, and your flesh will be restored, and you will be cleansed." Naaman is furious, absolutely livid. He expected some grand spiritual ceremony, maybe a wave of the hand, a powerful incantation. But this, "Go wash in a muddy river," Hevens, are not the rivers of Damascus, the Abana and the Pharpar, better than all the waters of Israel. Couldn't I wash in them and be cleansed? He felt disrespected and was ready to storm off in a rage. But thankfully, Naaman had some wise servants. They approached him gently and said, "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more then, when he tells you, 'Wash and be cleansed'?" Their logic hit home. Naaman had been willing to pay a fortune and travel for miles, so why not just try this simple thing? He had nothing to lose, so he swallowed his pride. He went down to the Jordan River and dipped himself in it. Not once, not twice, but 7 times, just as Elisha had said. And on the 7th dip, something incredible happened. His skin was restored. It became clean and healthy, like that of a young boy. He was completely healed. Overjoyed and humbled, Naaman rushed back to Elisha, this time with a transformed heart. He stood before the prophet and declared, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel." He tried to give Elisha the lavish gifts he had brought, but Elisha refused, saying, "As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept a thing." The miracle wasn't for sale. It was a free gift of grace. This story is so powerful. It teaches us that sometimes the solutions to our biggest problems don't come in the grand, spectacular packages we expect. Sometimes they require humility, obedience, and a willingness to do the simple thing. Naaman had to let go of his pride, his status, and his own ideas of how things should work to receive his healing. And in the end, he didn't just get his health back. He found faith. It's a beautiful reminder that God's ways are often not our ways, but they are always the right ways. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into these incredible biblical narratives.